make you feel more like an abused girlfriend than shopping for car insurance? Every 6 months, you're just looking for a better situation, being judged on your past, even though it's not your fault. And the next guy will lie to you. Oh, we wouldn't treat you like that. We're progressive. Not 3 months later, hey, can we bug your car just so we know where you're at for your safety? 1 year later, you're back together again with the same guy. And all these other guys that you called one time in the middle of the night are now blowing up your phone. Brutal.
This is the Jay Betlani podcast.
Episode 5, we made it. Episode 5, we're here. I want to give a quick thank you. We hit 100K followers on TikTok. Now we're still at about 1,700 on YouTube. And I don't know if any of them even watch this shit. But I want to thank you for helping me grow that platform to 100K. Definitely the first time I went viral was on TikTok. And that was about December 2022. So we're 3 years now trying out this social media thing. But I think in the past 2 years I've been really hitting it hard. And now I know kind of what's required of me to make this happen. So appreciate you if you've been on the journey. I can't wait to make more videos. We put out a sketch this week. It went viral. I'm so happy about that. It was the one about those Neo home robots and how those guys are, they're controlled by human beings. They're not AI-powered things. And I don't want to explain the sketch and I'll take the fun out of it, but go check it out on my socials. YouTube shorts are cooked for me, so didn't get the numbers I wanted there, but it made a lot of people, it seems like, happy on the other app. So thank you. What else? Okay, so thank you for the 100K. Yeah, new sketches are coming along. We got, I've been doing this podcast so that, produces a clip and also the full episode, but I have a sketch I'm editing right now, and I think it'll turn out good. It's going to be released on long form on YouTube. I'm not using any music, and I don't care to learn all the music rules with YouTube because they're so finicky, but I'm proud of it. Hopefully the first of many long form YouTube sketches, widescreen. I won't say long form because frankly I don't think anybody has the patience for a sketch that's 5 minutes. Or I'm not good at it. Or maybe that's a challenge for myself, but I think people's patience for sketches and premises in general don't last very long. I think stand-up is a good way to mitigate that, tell a story, own it, 5 minutes, but a 5 minute sketch would be daunting for me, just given the amount of footage I'd have to comb through, and then if the first minute isn't there, then that's a waste. So we'll get there. I should write them, but I'm focused on keeping it in 2 minutes. All right, enough of the technical talk. Let's talk about the real shit. Kevin Spacey. Now, amongst my friends, I'm not a fan of him, as an actor at least, but his trajectory from being one of the most celebrated dudes, and let's be real, Kevin Spacey, and I don't want to talk here, not the best looking dude. I'm not the best looking dude either, but he isn't. But he's so good at acting. That's how how good he is at that thing he does. But he just couldn't keep his hands to himself. I saw the HBO documentary. I don't know if this is even going to make it to YouTube if I say these two words together. But his dad was a Nazi and also a diddler. And that might explain why he is the way he is. Granted, I haven't seen this documentary in a year, but I just remember the image of a big old Nazi flag behind him, in front of him as a kid, behind him as a kid. Just a big old picture of it in the documentary. That was like the thumbnail on HBO for some reason. But he's gone now. The point being is that he is not making movies anymore. I'm on TikTok the other day. There's a video of Kevin Spacey dead ass tap dancing in Tel Aviv. Literally throwing his ass back. Doing Sinatra songs. Glazing Israel. Now I won't get into all that. I'm gonna choose my next words carefully. That that that's gotta mean something. And my thing is, what is Israel gonna do to get you back in the good graces of Hollywood? Cause if Kevin Spacey is not in the movie next year and he's doing all this Israel glazing, I'm pretty sure that disproves a couple of stereotypes. I'm pretty sure they don't control the media if you do all that and you're not an Avenger in 2 years. All right, well that was a big swing, and I'm not gonna pursue that any further. It's gonna go on Spotify. This is gonna feed AI. What I'm doing right now, making a podcast, is training some model to recreate my voice. I don't think we think of that as podcasters. We don't really consider how much of our vocal fingerprint we're putting online. Is that a phrase? Verbal fingerprint. The things I do. The things I do for ChatGPT. Hey, I mean, if I get royalties for my voice being used, that'll pay off something. Okay, so I have something I want to talk about here. I'm not mega popping. I'm not mega famous. This podcast certainly is not the most popular thing. And I look for ideas on how to explore this. My girlfriend was like, yeah, the guy you are on this podcast is not the guy I hang out with or talk to a lot. And part of me was like, okay, maybe I should have her on so we can bounce around and I can be more entertaining. And I'm not going to lie, I think she had a point. I think she has a point that me talking and going down a list of things I want to talk about, it's certainly a format, but is this what I want it to be forever? Probably not. So, that being said, I'm going to go down this list here and talk about the things that are happening in my life and what I'm working on. That is a fair point. A lot of podcasts do have like a co-host or a sidekick or somebody that, they can shoot the shit with. This is not a reflection of my friends, but I'm just afraid to pick one of my boys to come do a podcast with me. And of course they'd have to agree. And then they turn out to be a horrendous human being. This doesn't happen often. No, I think it does. I think I mean, that has to happen frequently. I'm sure there's like a Daft Punk type group that probably didn't pop off because one of the dudes on the turntable was a little handsy. Not to say that I'm the Daft Punk of podcasting, or I want that, or I have any friends who me and them could make it happen. I mean, maybe, I don't know. But shout out Cody Ko, man. It's the, and also as a brown dude, bro, it's like my health regeneration, my reputational health regeneration, Jesus Christ, would not last. You guys need to understand something. I'm a brown dude, okay? I may talk like you. I may have a very American accent. End of the day, I have a brown face, so I can't fuck up as hard as someone else. Fucking Hassan Minaj told a bit of a stretched the truth a little bit on some jokes. Not a real crime. And he has one of the worst weeks of his life. He loses the Daily Show job because of that shit. There are diddlers on YouTube who have a legion of like young fans who still ride by them for committing a crime. So I don't know. That was honest, at least. I mean, I should talk about that. Where like, I don't know, it's your goodwill as a brown entertainer or like a non-white entertainer. This is not to shit on white entertainers, but I mean, Kevin Spacey can still do gigs in Israel, bro. I forgot even where I was going with that, but oh, got my train of thought back. Yeah, man. End of the day, though, I'm just telling you, okay, 'cause I wanna go into something too. I get a lot of DMs from folks who are just straight up lonely, And I get it, you know. Like when I respond to a comment or a message or a DM, I think people get the idea that like I'm their pal now, when I'm just trying to like not ignore people who are showing support. Like I try to respond to stuff, but then some of y'all will just send me memes on the daily, and I make the mistake of hearting them and engaging with them when it's like, man, I appreciate the support, but I dead ass don't have time for this. Neither should you, given today's economy. And I don't want to disappoint people by not responding or being like cold, but it's like I am trying to make this thing work. I don't have time to water this plant, this friendship that is not there. I'm barely paying attention to my friends here. I'm a bad friend to my friends because of how selfish I am for doing this stuff. I don't even maintain like thin friendships or acquaintances because it's like, who has the time? This isn't college where I have time to talk to everybody. This is literally like 4 people doing this to me, but I feel bad because these 4 people, some of them will message me like genuinely harrowing shit that they're going through, and it's like, bro, I can't help you from here. And then I understand they might be in a low place because they're reaching out to me, some dickhead with a camera. But y'all gotta touch some grass. I'm 27 and I'm guilty of this, but touch some grass. Go outside. This is why streamers are so popular. We don't want to fucking leave the house, and we want to watch another guy live their life, and by proxy, we feel successful. I say we, I mean the viewer. And it's lame as shit. I don't know a single grown ass man that I respect that watches streamers. They're not making art. They're not doing any. They're not putting out a piece of work or a body of work that will be useful in 5 years or be consumable in 5 years. Some of them are dead ass just painting their fingernails, and people send them money. And it's like, I don't fault some comics I know for going into that direction of like, let me just be on for 10 hours. It's weird. And I'm so full of shit because it's like I'm on the internet trying to cultivate a following, and with that comes people who are hardcore, or, might hang on every word. I'm not pop. I'm not a. I'm fucking lower than Z list. I'm not even where I want to be as far as, reach and all that, and getting my work on the kind of projects I want to put out. But it has to start somewhere, and it starts with the hardcore fans. But please take care of yourselves, cause I'm not the guy for that. And these are younger people too, so it's like I feel for you, young people, bro. Like I'm 27, but 22 years old people and below, it's like the world, the U.S. especially, is such a fucking weird place economically, and all the institutions that our parents told us to look up to and appease are falling apart, and we're being shown that they're a fucking house of cards. Shout out Kevin Spacey. They're not really doing what they're supposed to do, and I understand that can be confusing and harrowing. I graduated into COVID, so it's like I understand being in a time where it's like, well, what the fuck is going on? This isn't a funny episode, but I just thought I would speak on that because it breaks my heart. I have this girl, I think she's like in college or something, DMing me like all this shit happening to her. I don't know if it's real, if she's trolling me, but it's like, I'm sorry. I feel bad, but I'm figuring it out myself, and whatever you're going through, I'm sure there are people locally that you can talk to. So please, uh, as much as I want to help everyone and solve everyone's problems, I can't, And throwing me $5 on my Patreon won't change that. So don't do that. But I mean, if you got the money, all right. Money issues. Okay, so speaking of struggling, monetizing on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, pretty inconsequential for me. I mean, the occasional $50, $100 will be thrown my way, but That's not working. TikTok is where I want to keep monetizing, but now that it's gonna be owned by fucking Oracle or some shit, uh, I don't know if the monetization will be the same. I mean, this I don't want to count the egg before it hatches, but this recent video was monetized, and I made some money on it without putting a ton of money into the video. But I think I have to get better at divorcing myself from needing money for anything beyond health insurance, rent, having a girlfriend. That's at least, $400 a month. More so this time of the year. Not complaining, sweetheart. Not complaining, but I gotta have some sort of income to sustain this, because as much as I want to be the guy who doesn't need shit and can live off very little, uh, working a job seems so futile. Having worked corporate for 5 years seems futile if all I'm gonna do is stay afloat. And I frankly don't aspire to be that guy who gets the biggest carrot on the stick. Because at the end of the day, some asshole holding the stick, and I'm always gonna be like, hey, more. So I'd rather just make a modest living doing this, my own thing, than that shit again. Uh, I wrote down I want to talk about the Akaash Singh stuff. I'm not okay. This Akaash Singh shit, it's all a ploy to sell tickets, man. I really don't think this was. I mean, granted, okay, I'm gonna devote 30 seconds to this because it is a brown community thing, but I don't believe those that group of individuals, flagrant people. I don't think they're producing a product in good faith. I think the fact that they're milking this for all it's worth, and they had his wife on the podcast today to make an episode of that. Even my dumbass tuned in to see what it was. I shut that shit off in 5 minutes because it's nothing. It's not comedy. It's not a good discussion. It's if these guys were producing a good product consistently in terms of comedy or like consistent stand-up sets, and they used to. I mean, Andrew Schultz used to be prolific and put out stuff all the time, and I really admired that. But what this entertainment and podcasting and stand-up is all morphed into just straight drama to move tickets, very stupid to me, and I'd expect better from a fairly educated brown dude in comedy. But whatever. Good luck to him. I think that's it. That's episode 5, guys. I'm gonna start touring. I'm gonna try to start touring some more. 2026. I am struggling with tickets, as are most comics that don't have a big media product or a long reputation doing this shit. I am gonna. I've been posting more stand-up clips. I've been trying to cut up more, write more, and be less attached to material, because at the end of the day, the live show is a live show, and if you come to that show, you probably haven't seen everything I put out unless I put out a special and you're a hardcore fan. I'm always trying to work on new stuff, but I am trying to maintain myself as a decent stand-up while putting out the content. Where it's all gonna go, I have no idea. I mean, the thought of making a pilot episode for a TV concept, I've kicked around, but I don't think I live in a town where there's a lot of like serious comics who want to make that kind of thing. I have my crew of guys who I make stuff with, but I really would rather figure out this YouTube thing and get some traction here before I post something, because if I post something and I make it and it's where I want to be and it's perfect, if it does, nobody sees it, then it's in my vault. And frankly, these institutions that can help me afford to produce these things, they want to see results. They want to see numbers that they can claw into and get a piece of before they just take a shot on some non-Nepo kid who probably will take a few too many swings for their liking. So I hate to say this out loud, but I am kind of prioritizing the views and the numbers and the followers to let my real art have a fair shot. Fucking hell, Jay. Um, and I don't want to do the GoFundMe route because I don't want to find out who my real friends are. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I've been doing this full time now for 2 months, and I've learned so much, and I've gotten some bills that remind me that hey, this shit is expensive, beyond the regular, new glasses or dental insurance because I'm no longer employed. It's gonna stack up, and this train has to move. I hate to say it like that. I hate to be pessimistic like that. I'm not a girly ass YouTuber who's just gonna be like, who knows what the future holds? I'm a fucking guy, all right? This shit is real. I have aging parents. I have a white girlfriend. This is expensive. And I love all of those people. But this has to work. So I'm going to keep doing this podcast so you can see me either crash out or learn real time. But the sketches are coming. It's winter right now, so stand up is slow, but you better believe I'm going to be hitting it hard 2026. So join my mailing list on my website, jbelani.com. Put your city in, put your contact info in there. I won't spam you, but it helps me book a show in your city, and it helps me get closer to my dream. And if you want to unsubscribe from it, you can do that at any point. Don't blame you. But I love you guys. If you're watching, thank you for a handful of you for watching and supporting. So now we're at episode 5. Hopefully at episode 10, things are a bit different, but grateful to be alive and doing this shit, because I'm not going back to that office. Holy shit. All right, I'm going to stop yapping. Thank you so much. Bye.